Hello and welcome to today's deck tech video. This is CraveTheMagic. You're here for one of three reasons. Either A, you like deck tech videos and so you decided to watch this one, or B, you saw my TikTok video about the near-death plunge win condition, or you saw my TikTok video on the Baron Oblivion Spike WinCon condition. So let's jump right into it. So these are the two win cons. We'll get into those in a minute. But first, let's see what this deck consists of. So if we go right into mana, the mana for this deck is going to consist of 3 planes, 4 Boros Guildgate, however you pronounce that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mountain manas, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 swamp manas. 9 swamps, 8 mountains, 4 Boros, 3 plains. Fun stuff, fun stuff. Let's get into the real fun stuff. First of all, today's sponsor will be Strawberry Margarita. Not a real sponsor, but still fun. And delicious. Okay. So we got Sigard's Imprisonment. We have 3 of those. Of the Sigarda's Imprisonment reads Enchanted creature can't attack or block. 4 and a white, exile enchanted creature, create a blood token. By the way, this is a blood token build. Of course, you know that because you clicked on a title that said blood token build. All right. Blood token, in case you're unsure, is an artifact with pay 1 colorless, tap, sacrifice this artifact, and draw a card. So this deck will be all about sacrificing blood tokens and looking for what you want, which definitely helps with the idea of looking for your win cons. Anyway, we have 1, 2, and 3 Gluttonous Guest. Alexa, volume down. Sorry, she gets a little sporadic at times. Gluttonous Guest. When Gluttonous Guest enters the battlefield, create a blood token. Whenever you sacrifice a blood token, you gain 1 life. So we're going to gain a little life as we sack those blood tokens. We have 1, 2 Blood Petal Celebrant. Blood Petal Celebrant. Alexa, volume down. Alexa, next song. Man, I thought playing Beethoven in the background would make this... Alexa, next song. She's bad as a redheaded stepchild. I apologize. All right, so the Blood Petal Celebrant. Blood Petal Celebrant has first strike as long as it's attacking. And when it dies, of course, create a blood token. Got 2 of those. All right, moving right along, we have Ravenous Intruder, 2 of those. Sacrifice an artifact. Ravenous Intruder gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Falcon Wrath Celebrant. Menace. This creature can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. Of course, you know that. When Falcon Wrath Celebrant enters the battlefield, create 2 blood tokens. We have Rust Monster, 2 of those. First strike, sacrifice an artifact. Rust Monster gets +2/+0 until end of turn. We do have some artifacts towards the end of this build, so no worries there. We'll move the manas off screen, pop these up there like that. We have Makeshift Munitions. We got 2 of those. 1 colorless, sacrifice an artifact or creature. Makeshift Munition deals 1 damage to any target. We have the Furnace Celebration, 2 of those. Whenever you sacrifice another permanent, you may pay 2 colorless. If you do, Furnace Celebration deals 2 damage to any target. I do believe the blood sacrifices count as permanents. Blood Tithe Harvester, we got 2 of those. When Blood Tithe Harvester enters the battlefield, create a blood token, and you can tap it. Sacrifice Blood Tithe Harvester. Target creature gets -X until end of turn, where X is twice the number of blood tokens you control. Activate only as a sorcery, so you can see how that can be useful depending on how many blood tokens you have. You can just start taking down the battlefield. We got 3 of these Foundry Helix. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a permanent. Foundry Helix deals 4 damage to any target. If the sacrifice permanent was an artifact, you gain 4 life. So you can see how that can be very useful. Rite of Oblivion, we're going with the white blacks here. We got 3 of those. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a non-land permanent. Exile target non-land permanent. You can also play this from a graveyard for the flashback of 2, a white and a black. We have, of course, a few artifacts here. Extruder for 4 colorless. It does have Echo 4. Sacrifice an artifact, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. So be prepared to pay its equal cost unless you are willing to sacrifice that card. Ceremonial Knife, 3 of those. Equipped creature gets +1/+0 and has, whenever this creature deals combat damage, create a blood token. So pretty nice to get some more blood tokens out on the battlefield. And equip 2, of course, a cost to equip it is 2 colorless. All right, so we're gonna go and stack all these back up real quick, and then we'll get right into those combos. If you already know the combo from TikTok, great. Feel free to move on to my next video or whatever video you want to watch next. And until then, enjoy Beethoven. All right, moving right along. So the near-death plunge. We need near-death experience. This is an enchantment at the beginning of your upkeep. If you have exactly 1 life, you win the game. And plunge into darkness. Choose 1. Sacrifice any number of creatures. Then you gain 3 life for each sacrificed creature. Or pay X life. Then look at the top X cards of your library. Put 1 of those cards into your hand. Remove the rest from the game. Entwine. We're not going to worry about its entwine cost, because obviously you can see what we're going to do here. We're going to have near-death experience on the field with enough mana still to cast Plunge into Darkness, and we're going to pass our turn. Once our opponent declares end step, we are going to say, before you end your turn, we cast Plunge into Darkness. We are going to pay X life, where X is our total -1. So if we're at 19, we're going to pay 18. If we're at 4, we're going to pay 3. We're going to bring our life down to 1. And then we're going to let the opponent end their turn. It becomes our turn. And at the beginning of upkeep, if you have exactly 1 life, you win the game. You can see how this is going to pop off just like so. All right, and for the second combo we have, let me reference my notes here because the names are a little difficult. Bearing Oblivion Spike, based off of Baron Glory, Oblivion Ring, and Carrick's Spite. We're going to start with Baron Glory on the battlefield. We are going to cast Oblivion and remove Baron Glory from the game. So we're going to cast Oblivion, removing Baron Glory from the game. Make sure to have 3 black mana open, and you're going to pass the turn. You're going to cast Carrick's Spite during opponent's end step. So as they end their turn, before you end your turn, we're going to cast Carrick's Spite. And during your upkeep, you win the game. Now, why is that? You win so we started with Baron Glory on the battlefield. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control no permanents other than Baron Glory and have no cards in hand, you win the game. We then are going to cast Oblivion Ring. When Oblivion Ring comes into play, remove another target non-land permanent from the game. When Oblivion Ring leaves play, return the removed card to the removed card to play under its owner's control. That's once this leaves the game, this comes back, right? So we can essentially, we'll go like this, right? Now we pass the turn, and during their end step, we cast Sacrifice all permanents, discard your hand, target player loses 5 life. So you're gonna play this. You sacrifice all permanents, boom, right? All permanents. Discard your hand, hand goes away, and target player loses 5 life. Of course, we're gonna pick them, the opponent. And at that point, everything leaves, and because Oblivion Ring left, this enters the battlefield. This all happens on their end step. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control no permanents other than Baron Glory, and you have no cards in hand, you win the game. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today on our deck tech video. Make sure to check out CraveTheMagic on TikTok to learn all of these super cool combos. Until then, goodbye.